Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Former Hollyoaks star Gregory Finnegan has addressed the possibility of returning as James Nightingale following speculation. James was seemingly killed off last month in a car explosion ahead of the soap's time jump, with the actor departing as part of a cast reduction. However, scenes last night, October 16, hinted that James may be alive, as Rex took a secret phone call in which he suggested he had been lying to Steve about his husband's death. After overhearing the conversation, Steve will question whether James could be alive. Best streaming services in 2024. Gregory has now dashed hopes of a comeback in an Instagram story after revealing he has been inundated with messages. From the amount of messages I've got in the past 24 hours, something appears to be happening on Hollyoaks, he wrote. It's news to me, the star added, before encouraging fans to buy his new book, The World According to Grog, for the inside scoop. Hollyoaks JJ to receive important test results in cancer story. Speaking to Digital Spy recently in the wake of his exit, Gregory opened up about the shock of learning he was being cut from the cast. Really sad is the overriding emotion, he explained. In the book, I talk about it being like a grief process, although I've gotten over it now. It was a shock to begin with. Then I was upset, angry and sad. But now I feel that I gave so much to the show, and James did as well. Now I feel proud of the journey I went on and the work that I did. It's going to be sad to leave James in the past, but I didn't have any choice. Gregory Finnegan speaks on James Nightingale's return to Hollyoaks. It was a grey afternoon in Liverpool, the city where Hollyoaks was filmed, and the air buzzed with excitement at Lime Pictures Studios. Gregory Finnegan, the man behind the charismatic yet deeply flawed character James Nightingale, sat in his dressing room sipping a hot cup of tea. His steely blue eyes scanned the script for the day, but his mind was elsewhere, drifting into thoughts of the future. James Nightingale's future. Gregory had portrayed the character of James for nearly a decade now, and in that time, he had seen James through countless highs and lows. The shrewd lawyer had battled addiction, loss, betrayal, and heartbreak, all while keeping his razor-sharp wit and calculating charm intact. It was a role that had pushed Gregory as an actor, and one he had grown deeply connected to. Yet, as much as he loved the character, there had been rumblings about his possible exit from the show. After a recent hiatus, fans were left on edge, wondering if James would ever return. Today, Gregory was finally ready to address those rumors head-on. I've always said that playing James Nightingale has been one of the greatest experiences of my career, Gregory began, his voice calm but full of emotion. He's such a complex character, full of contradictions. Charming yet ruthless, vulnerable yet guarded. I've had the privilege of taking James through some incredible storylines, but I also understand why people are questioning if he's reached the end of his journey. He paused for a moment, reflecting on James' tumultuous time in Hollyoaks. Fans of the show had witnessed his descent into darkness after losing his mother, Marnie, and spiraling further with his self-destructive tendencies. For a while, it seemed like James might never find redemption. Gregory had poured himself into those darker moments, portraying James' emotional unraveling with a raw intensity that left viewers captivated. But Gregory knew that, despite the character's flaws, there was something magnetic about James. He had a fan base that adored him, rooted for him even when he made terrible choices. That connection with the audience made it even harder to leave. James has been through a lot. I think he's one of those characters who wears his pain on his sleeve, but he's also a survivor. The question is whether there's more to tell in his story, and I think the answer is yes, Gregory said with a faint smile. There's always more to explore with someone like James. The Hollyoaks fan community had been abuzz for weeks, speculating about James' return after he was last seen walking away from the village, broken but not defeated. Gregory had taken a short break from filming to focus on other projects, and that gap had only fueled the rumors. Taking a break from the show was a necessary step for me, both personally and professionally, Gregory explained. But I never saw it as the end for James. I don't think his story is finished. There's a lot more to uncover with him, and I'd love to dive back into ripples of excitement through the world of Hollyoaks fandom, as die-hard viewers clung to the possibility of his return. James had become an integral part of the village's landscape, his machinations driving key storylines, from his fraught relationships with John Paul McQueen and Stay Hay, to his manipulative streak as a lawyer willing to bend the law for his own gain. James is the kind of character who can always come back stronger, with new layers, Gregory said. He's never the same person twice. And that's what I think people love about him. He evolves, even if that evolution is sometimes painful to watch. As the interview continued, Gregory grew more candid about his thoughts on James' return. He acknowledged that some fans were concerned about whether the character could ever find true happiness, or if he was doomed to a cycle of self-sabotage. James has been through so much loss, losing his mother, his brother, his relationships with John Paul, and Steve falling apart. It's like he's always just on the edge of a breakdown, Gregory mused. But that's also what makes him interesting to play. He's not a character that fits neatly into a box. He's unpredictable. When asked what a possible return might look like, Gregory's eyes lit up, his passion for the role shining through. If James comes back to Hollyoaks, I'd want it to be explosive. There's no way he'd come back quietly, he said with a grin. I think there's room for him to rebuild his life in some ways. But knowing James, that won't come easy. It never does with him. He's his own worst enemy, but that's also what makes him so human. The prospect of seeing James return to the village in dramatic fashion was exactly what fans were hoping for. Hollyoaks had never shied away from big, bold storylines, and James was always at the center of the most gripping plots. Honestly, I think there's still a lot of fight left in James. He's been beaten down, sure, but he's not done yet, Gregory added with a determined look. He's still got some tricks up his sleeve. And if I have my way, his return will be a moment that people won't forget. As the interview wrapped up, Gregory gave one final hint that would leave fans buzzing. All I can say is that the future's never set in stone in Hollyoaks. Anything can happen, and James Nightingale? He's never been one to stay away for long. With that, Gregory Finnegan left fans on the edge of their seats, eagerly awaiting the return of the infamous James Nightingale. One thing was certain, if James did come back, he wouldn't just stir the pot. He'd turn the whole village upside down. For now, fans could only wait and hope. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Hollyoaks Update YouTube channel for more update news.